Tuli mu Parliament era nga Loop Joel Ssenyonyi kate akaabye omukulu Speaker wa Parliament Amaziga olw'ebigambo byamugambye ng'ono nno abadde amukudaalira ng'era abadde amutegeeza nti singa ate toyagala kuteekako nvumbo okugenda mu ggwanga lya UK lwaki ate ojja okukaabira abantu. Speaker agezezzaako okwekazaakaza naye nga tumanyi nti Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi si ye muntu gw'ogamba nti nno nti ali awo just Joel Ssenyonyi ebigambo bimugambye natugamba totukaabirira oba wazimba international school e Bukedeya ebyo gwo bimanyi naye kati ekiriwo yo Bungereza yafubutudde. Speaker of Parliament avudde mu mbeera olw'ebigambo omukulu Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi byamugambye naye nga ffenna tukimanyi bulungi nti ono abadde mu byakwekaza naye ng'ekituufu nti akimanyi bimunyiga era akimanyi naye akimanyi bulungi nti nti byakola Bannayuganda basanyufu nnyo ate akimanyi Joel Ssenyonyi akimukoledde ddala bulungi nnyo era tumwebaza nnyo mukama waffe Joel Ssenyonyi weebale nnyo. Nantamu nga akajanja kalina n'olugezigezi n'olusidiiku byonna olwaleero abiwuliddemu. Bukyanga yeeyita Naggwano, Bukyanga yeeyita ow'amaanyi, Bukyanga alowooza nti wali alimukwata ku mukono ng'amaze okubba omusimbi gw'omusolo era ng'akozesa ssente w'omusolo okukolamu ebyabwe. Munnange bo bano balowooza Uganda yaabwe, balowooza nti be balina bokka se ku ggwanga lino era balowooza bajja kukola buli kimu kye baagala nga tewali abagambako. Naye kati kebamutaddeko zino sanctions atandise okutegeera Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Babwaniani era atandise okuloza ku bimu ku bibala bya Kyagulanyi Ssentamu byabadde abagamba nti bakole ekituufu kye balina okukola, bakolere abantu abaabalonda, bakolere eggwanga Uganda, baleme kwekolera bo nga bo nga beegaggawaza ate nga Bannayuganda beeyaguza n'ojjo. Speaker of Parliament ndowooza okiwuliddemu Maama Kazungu. Abazungu bakwefuulidde bwe bityo kasita olimu okukola ekituufu ky'olina okukola ensi kyebadde kusuubiramu Bannayuganda kyabadde bakusuubiramu kwegamba oba oweddeyo bw'ati ne Anita Amungi bw'aweddeyo naye nga twebaza nnyo Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi bwe bali kumulagako nti iwaawo balowooza nti bamaanyi abadde ayagala okwefuula nti byetumugamba tebimuluma tebimukwatako era ye tayagala bimanya naye amaze n'akitegeera era abimanyizza lwampaka. Tweyanzizza nnyo tweyanzige kaweddemu kyetuyinza
The tax policy, Madam Speaker, is before Cabinet. Once Cabinet takes a decision, I will inform the House accordingly.
And Goretti, you just don't echo.
Goretti, when I'm speaking about these matters, it is in my interest.
Honorable members, let's first reconcile ourselves. Let's reconcile ourselves. What we have agreed and what is left outstanding. Honorable Dur, Jonathan. No, let's.
Nothing, yes.
You've not been following. Honorable members, we've agreed
No, Madam Speaker.
that
since
the
you called-
issue of
I was on the point of
of,
order, Madam.
yes,
Last year and many other years before, the Honorable Minister has consistently told us that these policies before Cabinet, even last year, and we allowed him to proceed on the understanding that after he
It
would
will
bring.
come.
It is now 1 year plus. Is he in order to keep, 2 years plus, is he in order to come and
Honorable Minister. Our presumption is that Cabinet sits every Monday. That's the presumption we have. So you've kept telling us it is still in Cabinet. So when I'm with you.
what I'm saying, that when they sit in cabinet, last time you communicated, they go idling around, and yet there's a serious matter of policy to discuss. And that's what I wanted to draw your attention to. Idle talk in cabinet.
You know, when he talks about idle talk in cabinet, I said it and I will repeat it. That when you go into cabinet and start idly talking about issues of how Parliament has been corrupted, not to pass RAPEX bills, how Parliament is not doing its work, how Parliament, and you forget to do your job. That is the idling we are talking about. But we are not talking about you as who? As the Honorable Musasisi. We are talking about those people who were doing idle talks. But what you need to tell us, when do we have, what is the position? Just tell us what is the position. For you are not an idler. You're a very good minister. Hold on, members, hold on.
Madam Speaker, it is not true that last year I told this parliament that the cabinet, that the policy was before cabinet. It is not true. I am sure you know I'm a Mchiga. I don't tell lies. Madam Speaker,
Madam Speaker, sometimes we allow our colleagues space, but they must not misuse it. Your idea here, when you are asked about the prices of fuel, you said the law of supply and demand is what applies. Last year, you wanted the law changed so you can become a monopoly and import petroleum. Had you forgotten that the law of supply should apply there? So is the minister in order to come here and deny that sometimes he tells lies to Parliament? Is he in order?
Maybe I'm just fortunate that I've never had this lie because he's a Muchiga.
Madam Speaker, to cut the long story short.
Attorney General is standing.
I'm a Ugandan. Natural Speaker, on the issue of policy, we all know that cabinet is the policy-making organ of government. But we also know that the National Planning Authority plans, incubates, researches, and helps us formulate policy as a government. So there is a process, and that process takes time. It is unfortunate if that incubation is haphazardly done, and what is presented before you as you demand is riddled with insufficiency and holes. It is not true so I wanted to say that indeed there is a policy, there is a process for making this policy. And when the time is right, cabinet, the instrument will present that policy, will pass that policy and bring it to the House. It would be wrong for this House to push cabinet to present a policy that is still under incubation. The policy can only be presented when it is ready and proper. I beg to submit.
Honorable members, we are almost there. We've almost resolved all the legal issues in the act, in the bill. Now, the issue that is outstanding is on the compliance of the law. And which you just need to explain to this house. You need to explain to this house. Katesh, do you have what to say? Do you?
Right Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to give information so that the members can debate from a proper technical point of view on the issue which Honorable Assembly raised it about the donations.
That one is
you have
been
resolved.
sorted.
We are in agreement.
Okay. You know, honorable members, you'll bear with me, even if there are people who are members of the committee. But when I know if it is a Honorable Nathan, I know he's a member of the committee. And when it comes to taxation, I will allow him to speak. When it comes to Katesh, when it comes to this, you are a VAT, Elijah Casilo was there. Those are people who are managing. Then, of course, the shadow. Yes. Another tax.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I do hear the Deputy Attorney General when he says that we for now should accept what is half-baked.
Half-baked.
Because he said that we are dissatisfied. Actually, the words he used is that what you bring here has got holes and so on. Those are the words you used.
No.
I'm actually re-echoing the words that the Deputy Attorney General used, because
let's use the real words that are being used.
let me use the real words that he used.
There is an order.
This is Parliament, the national legislature. I do understand that at times we have our own banter, but there is a cropping consistency of disrespect. I do respect the leader of opposition. Last week, he responded to me and said, you should compose yourself. He said it. It is on record. I don't know where it came from. And now he's saying something similar to that. Madam Speaker, I know the words I used and they're on record. I said Parliament should not push Cabinet to present a haphazard policy. I said the policy is still under incubation. Is it in order for the Right Honorable Leader of Opposition to regularly want to put words in my mouth, impute words that I have not spoken? Is it in order?
Of course, really, honorable members, we need to appreciate what Daga is saying. He says, yes, we need a policy here. And he's saying that the policy they want to bring should be a policy that has been completely done, that will meet the test of time, not bring something that is incomplete. And that's what he meant. But when you say that he said half-cooked, half-baked, half-cooked, is not correct. It's not correct. You're wrong, leader of opposition.
Actually, right, Honorable Speaker, in fact, when I use the word half-baked, I am wrong. This one is not even baked at all because there's no policy at all. So I'm wrong when I say half-baked. This one is not baked at all. And what I wanted to drive
Anyway,
to, right,
anyway, it depends because for me, I cannot say whether it is baked, half baked, or it is in the process because we don't sit in a cabinet. Now, a leader of opposition maybe sits in that cabinet.
Right, Honorable Speaker, really to get to the serious issue, I actually wanted to drive government to commit. When do we get to have the comprehensive taxation policy?
Exactly.
So that we stop this back and forth, half-baked, not baked at all, and so on. We need to have...
Now you're talking as a leader of opposition.
No, but even the other time I was talking as leader of the opposition, right, Honorable? So that we are able to hold them accountable. Because you see, the Honorable Musasizi has just denied that last year he did not promise us this. So we want, whether it be him,
No,
Prime
we need
Minister
a
is not around,
commitment. We need a
we need a
commitment.
proper commitment. When does this come?
We need a commitment and
Madam Speaker, today, this year, I have made a commitment that we shall bring a comprehensive tax policy before this House. And by end of this year, we shall have presented this policy to this House.
you know, honorable members, you're still here. If he doesn't bring by end of this year, it's just 6 months away. But it's just 6 months away. He will bring it. If he doesn't, we hold him accountable.
I want to thank the leader of opposition for insisting, and we'll proceed. We have got something from my brother Musasizi. The reason we're asking for a tax policy is taxes must be predictable. If they are not predictable, you can see why people are striking. It's because they are not so sure. Even there could be a good tax, but if you have not told the people, they will not understand. Madam Speaker.
And then administration of it.
Yes, and Madam
matters.
Speaker, word over. When you are going to change a tax, it takes 5 years. But for us here, because of lack of the tax policy, you wake up at night, you bring it in Parliament, in a few minutes, it has been passed. And that's why we're having a problem, even in taxation. And that's why even we're creating inefficiency in URA. Whenever they discover something is becoming hard for them to collect, they just bring a law here for us to make for them the law so that they go and sit in their back instead of enforcing and we're paying them salaries. So, Madam Speaker, if the minister is saying at the end of the year, I think this is a problem. You see, there should be something you should be putting across. For purpose of a tax policy to be out very well, it needs a wide consultation. Now, if you have done that, why don't you say, within 1 week, I can bring a draft to the House to see how far we have gone. And it will help. And Maxwell is here, will agree with me. That's the best way to move. Before this budget say, this is how we have gone, and that's how we believe that within 6 more months, this will be a policy out, but this is the draft where we are. It will help.
Honorable, as I go to the final issue, which is legal, I just want to really emphasize to government, the reason we are insisting on this is because a policy gives you direction. Last year, you brought an amendment to this same act. This year, you've brought another one. Which direction do you move in? Because once there is no clear policy, then we shall be operating using the word that I was using earlier on in a haphazard manner and so on. That's why we are insisting on this policy. It will help you also. Because when we are asking you to say, where does that come from? You say, but here is a taxation policy from which it is emanating. But now this is coming out of the blue. Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, the legal issue is regarding the certificate of financial implication. Actually, both reports are in consonance to say that this certificate of financial implication, a copy of which I have here, is defective. They only disagree on the resolution. Right Honorable Speaker, with your indulgence, let me just read the 2 subsections of the Public Finance Management Act, verbatim, so that we know it's a serious issue. This is section 76, firstly, subsection 2. The certificate of financial implications issued under subsection 1 shall indicate the estimates of revenue and expenditure over the period of not less than 2 years after the coming into effect of the bill when passed. That is missing. And here we are talking the law, not politics. Subsection 3. In addition to the requirements under subsection 2, the certificate of financial implications shall indicate the impact of the bill on the economy. That is not here in this certificate of financial implications. And I'm quoting for you the law. So in essence, this is defective, and both reports do agree. Right, Honorable Speaker, we've got a precedent that was set last week. There are bills that had to be thrown out. The Honorable Kasolo was here, and we tasked him and told him the certificate of financial implications that he had was defective. He had to go back and sort himself out. We need to be smart and organized, even legally. The minister should be withdrawing this bill, goes back, puts his house in order, and then we comply with the law. Because we're not going to suspend this particular provision of the law. Section 76 of the PFMA. We actually don't have the mandate to suspend. We can only suspend our rules. But acts of parliament, they're acts of parliament, they are law. So I want to implore the minister who is not listening, maybe I give him a minute. I'm glad the gentlemen are letting go of the speaker so that this point is delivered home. Mr. Attorney General and Finance Minister, this is for you.
Honorable members, we are not suspended. Just sit. Honorable members, there are things we need to hear from the Minister of Finance. On the first part, he has done very well. He has complied. He has made his commitment. I am telling him he should reduce the time of his commitment. Yes.
Right, Honorable, while the gentlemen were consulting with you, there's an issue that I raised, which if you allow me in a minute to re-raise it so that it's drawn to their attention and to yours, Right Honorable. The defectiveness of the certificate of financial implications.
Communicating what I was communicating to the minister, that he has to come on the floor and clarify to you on the issue of the certificate of financial institution.
Okay, because it's defective.
I mean, a financial implication is the one to respond, not me.
So finally, Right Honorable, I was actually quoting a precedent which we set last week. We had to throw out the Honorable Kasolo's bill until he went reorganize the certificate of financial implications so that we follow the process smoothly as the law does prescribe. Otherwise, people are going to take us to court. You know, we have law students who are in law school studying how acts of parliament come into effect, how legislation is done. So when we have precedents that are not in consonance with the law, it's also not good for us. Yes, Shadow. Here's the information.
But Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, this house is being broadcast live.
Honorable Musasisi.
Madam Speaker, if you allow, you can allow me a second, my colleague. See, what you have just witnessed here is exactly what happened when the committee was processing these bills. And I sympathize with my colleagues that you are assigned to chair committees, you the NRM side. In fact, they made the same observation, and one MP, I will not say the name, these are in-house, he was saying, but with that observation, the bill has collapsed. He said, hey, how do we improve the observation? Even the observation was edited. Let them deny. If they did not edit their own.
Order.
Honorable.
Madam Speaker, and I beg the indulgence of colleagues, there is a difference between the bills of last week and these bills we are considering now. These bills are supposed to facilitate the budget for financial year 2024-2025. Just 1 year. You cannot ask me about the projected revenues for 2 years when the bill is for 1 year. And this is why I said that because we have experienced an expectation gap between what Parliament wants us to put in the bill and what we think should be there, Parliament or the law. Putting me on order doesn't give you anything.
Clarification.
Sorry?
Take it. Clarification. And we will get a win-win situation. Clarification. No, I can't bash us. Right Honorable Speaker, he allowed my clarification.
Honorable members.
Right Honorable Speaker, the reason not every single person presents a policy on taxation or proposes a tax on this floor of Parliament is based on, pardon? Because you must research the incidence, the impact, and everything.
Motion, Madam Speaker. The motion, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, please first wait. You are the ones who are saying that we must handle this thing systematically. Eh? Honorable members, can I have, honorable members, can I have What have you resolved? Honorable members, I will ask the Minister of Finance, Shadow, you. I will ask the Minister of Finance. I will ask the Minister of Finance, Shadow, both Attorney Generals. Constitutional this side, and Government Chief Whip plus Nathan. Go and harmonize. Go and harmonize. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Go and harmonize and come and report back to the House. Jonah, you are a constitutional. I said, and chairperson, yes. I am giving you people 30 minutes to go and harmonize as we go for lunch. And once, Nathan, did you hear that I'm giving you for 30 minutes? Yes. So go and harmonize. I'm suspending the House for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Embeera bw'etyo bw'ebadde mu Parliament bw'atyo omukulu Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi ensonga bw'azitambuza era nga baganda bange mikwano gyange ebigambo sipiika bimuweddeko takyalina kyagamba bantu. Twongera obbategeeza n'obbajjukiza Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Baboni His Excellency Elected President of Uganda yebitugamba era atandise obirabako batandise okwerya atandise okubyogera era batandise okwejjusa ebibadde bakola ku bannansi.